because a lot of Christian children are not well educated on sex. They are not well taught about sex. They're not told about sex. They're not educated. They're not rightly educated. So they mix with the bad multitude. Hello everyone. Hello everybody. You're welcome to Salvation Therapy. My name is Onozasiee. Thank you guys for coming on here. I have new subscribers. We are 1,100. Oh god, I'm super pumped up. I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here. This is a place, a community where we share amazing stories, transformational stories, Christian content, godly content, sweet content, entertaining content, everything sweet, love, and transformational is all you'll find here, and you'll never regret subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much guys. So today I'm going to be sharing a unique story with you all. I mentioned in the video I posted after Christmas, talking about the essence of Christmas, and also I was going to share something personal about growing up in a Christian home and being talked to on being educated about sex. First of all, I don't know for you, but if you grew up in a very religious home, like where your parents, your mom most especially, is very strict on Bible or on God and everything, it is very rare to have a sex conversation. Most of us didn't have it. So let me just dive in. So when I started my period, right, I started quite early. I think I started around 12-13. On that particular evening, my parents were not around. They had gone to church. My mom and dad had gone to church. They were pastors. My dad was a pastor and my mom was just assisting. So my parents had gone to church. My grandmother, my late grandma, was around, and I just started having serious pain, very serious pain. I didn't even know anything about menstruation. We'd not been taught in secondary school at the time, and then my mom never mentioned anything like that. So I just started having pain. I went to the toilet, I sat down there, and then I saw blood. I didn't understand what was going on. I was in pain. So my grandmother noticed that I've been in the toilet, stuck in the toilet for quite a while. So she came to knock on the door, like, Onozasiee, what is wrong with you? So she said it in her dialect, and then I tried to explain to her, and she opened the door. She told me to open the door. I opened the door. She told me to stand up, and I kept doing somehow. Then she put me on the potty and told me to. I sat on the potty, and then she told me to stand up, and then she saw blood, and she hugged me, and she smiled and gave me cloth to wrap around, just cloth thing, as at that time. So she gave me the cloth that I should use. I used, and then she was just smiling, hugging me and everything. So, like, looking back now, I felt my grandma even did better than my mom. Anyway, so when my mother came back from the church, my grandma went to whisper to her, went to talk to her and all of that, the excitement and all of that, and my mom called me to our bedroom, and she gave me pads. She gave me pads, she gave me clothes too, and she just said, if anybody touch you now, will you be pregnant too? That's it. That was it. And ladies and gentlemen, that was it. I didn't have like a proper, okay, this is what it is. Now you're going to be having hormonal rush. Now you're going to be, growing in a very dynamic way. Maybe now boys will be attracted to you, be attracted to boys. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. And also, she didn't say anything. Every month was like that. And then I started growing. In fact, all through secondary school, I did not have boyfriend. There was no boyfriend all through secondary school. It was after secondary school that I got into my very first relationship. And I remember one time when my mother saw me with a guy on the street. Now she's telling me to get married, disturbing me anyway. There's time for everything. But at that time, I remember that she saw me with the guy on the street, and she went all out on me when I got to the house. She started saying different things, started talking to my father, started saying, she was just shouting and everything. We didn't have a conversation. There was no conversation on, okay, these are the things that will happen, these are the things that you get to get attracted to boys, but boys get attracted to you. This is how to keep yourself and all of that. And right now I tell people that being sexually pure isn't something that I just not something that was passed to me because of my background. It's a personal decision. It's a personal decision because I didn't even grow up like that. I know that she would always say, keep yourself, keep yourself, keep yourself. There was no conversation, and that is one of the things that really affect, like most of the things that even I started learning as a grown girl were things that I learned when I now started mixing up with people outside the environment, most especially within the four walls of the school. Like when I was growing up, I didn't know that I needed to use an antiperspirant. I did not know because my mother did not teach me. They didn't tell me at home. It was all the Bible. I could not even ask them. Most of the questions I asked were with my dad. Like I was more free with my father than I was with my mother. And that is one of the mistakes that a lot of religious mothers do. A lot of African mothers, African religious mothers, that's a lot of mistakes that they make because you make the mistake of not teaching, of not having a healthy relationship with your daughter or with your son. Let me use daughters most especially. You don't have a relationship with them, and then maybe they now go to school and then they become something different. They mix with the wrong people, and then you be like, oh, after everything. No, when a child starts growing up, you need to be friends with your child. You need to have your child as your best friend. You need to teach them that, okay, these are the things that you would face, these are things, have a proper conversation about sex. Have it. It's not, you don't have to be scared. And I don't know, it's like the forbidden stuff, so they don't want to talk about it. And then these children, your children will go outside and then they go ahead and learn from the wrong people, and maybe they get pregnant along the way and people start mocking, oh, my pastor, that kind of thing. You can't blame the child because the child did not learn anything. The child wasn't exposed to good education from the house, right? She got to learn it in school from people that she shouldn't be learning things from, because I mean, it is what they know that they're going to teach, and then one mistake happens, and that's all. So and after all, even the parents or even the parents will not take the blame. They will still blame the child, but it's your fault because you did not teach. So dating and everything, I just knew that I didn't want to be everywhere. I just, fine, we're taught not to be everywhere, like in that sort of way, not to be promiscuous and everything. I just knew that I know I wasn't going to be like that. And then thank God for the talks here and there with my dad and all of that. I just knew I wasn't going to be everywhere, but that somebody sat me down, that my mom sat me down, that my parents sat me down and said, oh, don't do it wasn't like that. I just thought I wasn't good everywhere. I just knew that I had to carry myself in a very different way. I didn't want to be that thing that guys would not be sharing everywhere. So even when I started dating, the first thing I would tell you guys, I'm not going to have sex with you because I don't want to have sex with you. No, but because of my background, and then I was, what they call SU-ish, what Nigerians call SU-ish on the face, right? No earrings, nothing. And so people usually think that was because of that, because she's an SU, because she's an SU. No, it was a personal decision. It's not even because I was looking SU, because I'm still SU, I'm still a Jesus lover. So it's not because of the way I looked at the time. It was just a personal decision for me, not even because it was passed down to me. It was a personal decision for me. And that is one of, I'm going to tell you that if you have a growing child, if you have a child who is blossoming to becoming a teenager, please, as a Christian parent, please sit your child down and talk to your child about sex. It is not a crime to sit your child down and talk to your child about sex education. Talk. I don't mean give the rules. Like if you do this, it's gone beyond that. Talk to them. Tell them they will have urges. Tell them that their hormones are going to rage. Now give them, tips that can help them to withstand the pressure. Tell them that they might get into a relationship and then the guy whom has already said that I was going to wait, might not want to wait again. I want to insert pressure, want to apply pressure, apply pressure on her, or the lady might want to apply pressure on him. So you just talk to them, the essence of abstinence, the essence of sexual purity. And then I would also like to say that even though my mom did not directly sit me down to tell me that, okay, these are the things that you need to do and not do, she somehow got books from B.C. Adewale. I don't know if you know this man, Pastor B.C. Adewale. He writes a lot about sexual purity and everything. So I read a lot of these books. She would just go, maybe we'll go to camp, then redemption camp. She now gets one for me and I will read. We're not even going to have a conversation. Okay, this book that you read, what did you learn? But it's wrong. As a parent, it's wrong. You need to really have a conversation with your child. You need to give them the books, yes, and then have a conversation with them. Talk to them about this thing. Sexual purity is very important, because a lot of Christian children are not well educated on sex. They are not well taught about sex. They're not told about sex. They're not educated. They're not rightly educated. So they mix with the bad multitude, and then they get corrupted, and then things begin to happen that do not glorify God. And if your child, I'm also going to put this, I'm going to come talk about this in a different video, but let me also put it here. If your child is blossoming to becoming a teenager and adult, and they want a lifestyle change, I don't mean from bad to worse. I mean, okay, for someone like me now, I didn't grow up with earrings, I didn't grow up wearing wigs or all of that, but I already knew inside of me that I was going to be a fashionista. Like, I really love to look good, right? So, and transitioning was a big deal for my mom. Oh my God, it was a big deal for her. But I remember I told her, I said, it's either you chose one, either you want me to pretend to you. Then that means when I'm coming home from school, I will stop at a junction and change to what you want me to look like, or I come just the way I am. If you want me to pretend, I'll pretend to you. But if you don't want me to pretend, then let me be. I have Jesus inside my heart and I love him. Okay, so that was when she agreed. It was at that time she agreed that okay, do it, do what you want. So we have some kind of parents that even the child cannot have such conversation with them. Like, their child cannot have such a conversation with them. They cannot even talk to them that way. And so you see a lot of children of pastors, a lot of children of church leaders, they are pretending. It's because there is no welcoming spirit in the house. They're not taught. They're not well informed. They're not allowed to express themselves. So where they're allowed to express themselves is outside of the home, and then you see them, they're outside, there's something else, they're inside, they're totally different. It's because, please, as Christian parents, you need to open your arms to your children. You need to make your family very conducive. You have a lot of children that they've not seen their parents in a while just because they don't want their wahala. No, that's not the way. See, the home is the first place of assignment as a Christian. You must make sure that there is enough love in your home. You must make sure that your children love you and you love them. I mean, you express your love to them. You teach them the word of God. You teach them the things that they need to hear, and you become friends with them. So, ladies and gentlemen, please share this video with your parents, with your friends. If you're an intending parent, you need to watch this. If you're already a parent, you need to watch this. You need to make amends if you've made mistakes already. If you need to apologize to your child, please apologize. Don't just expect that we will know. That's one of the mistakes that Christian parents make, and especially Christian religious leaders as parents. That's one of the mistakes. They just believe that we should know. How are we supposed to just know? We are your first assignment. You are supposed to teach us the word of God. You're supposed to be our friends. We're supposed to be able to confide in you. We're not supposed to hide anything from you. Okay, so I hope that this video is impactful enough for you, and that you enjoy every bit of this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to share this with as many friends, families as possible, and do not forget to also follow me on my social media platform on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to this channel once again. I'll see you again in the next video. Have a lovely time out. Bye.